Okay, so it seems that we're not going to stay in here.
Because of just a few complaints about this room being so dark, not being able to see from afar. So we're gonna go all the way down the hall. I don't know the room number, but she said if you can wait a minute while they're trying to set up chairs.
Yeah, it's a serious delay. You know, but I think I did it, so I'm thinking that.
Well, the other workshop,
I'm not sure, sorry. Yeah. No, not really.
I mean, if it's dark for us, it might be darker for the streaming. I don't know. They can't move up front for streaming.
Would you be here?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know the room number, but that's fine. 1211? 1211's room number? Yeah, they said wait. Then we can go.
I shall not be moved.
Come on, someone needs you. Someone needs you to move.
It says the broadcaster's done what?
Where your face and smiling faces help.
Okay.
President. Madam President.
Madam President.
Madam President.
Me too. I'm just valid.
I'm sorry, but you're not as cute as
What about microphones?
Like, yeah.
Not for you, but
If they can't hear them, that's it. They just watch the interpreter.
Well, all right.
You won't be able to hear? Might not be able to see.
Not my issue.
How goes it?
Hola.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Apparently, I'm still on. I don't know how to turn it off.
Nope, just roll it down there. It'll be fun. They'll watch the adventure as it happens.
Okay. There was 3, 4 people watching, but now they're not. Yeah, you want the pen, please? Lemon. Go for it. There you go. It's all yours. I mean, you're on camera. That like that. That's okay. Shay, I don't understand why there's only one piece of pizza on that plate.
Just so you know. Let me see some numbers. Let me see. Let me, not that one. Not, She already seen it, yeah.
Huh? I mean, because I didn't check anything in this room, so I don't know how this sounds. I don't know. Yeah. They're going to hear everyone else's chatter. They're not going to hear anything. And because we don't have the mics. The video stream was fine.
No, it's okay. This morning, yes, it was dark, but we're just in there now. It's fine.
I'm going to be stressed. Apparently it's still live. People are watching right now, but they see that it's the delay. So.
Can you do it? Tell you how many people are online watching?
You will ask me that question when we are up and running.
Someone tell me to unstress.
Unstress tapping. You want camera stressing. You want camera stressing. Right there.
I was like, what? How did it get my body? Was that frozen?
No, still live. You're on camera.
She wouldn't eat. Did you get you some food? Oh, y'all sharing it? Yeah, I had the first half.
There's some veggie over there.
But I can't actually, it's making me ill, so. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
Shay, both.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the camera. I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened to my feet, babe. Help me.
What?
Go up. View on watch page. There you are.
It's still delayed. How can I like start it when we start?
Don't reply. If you got a code, you got it. Don't reply.
Okay, so what are you trying to do? You're trying to tell it to not say that anymore?
I mean, like, I don't know how much they're hearing, so are they still hearing all of this chatter? I don't know what's going on. Can you go to another room? Can someone check this somewhere else? Because I can't do anything else.
Yes. You're trying to become my friend. I'll check back up there.
I'm going to go get my laptop and I'm going to monitor the feed.
Do you see how delayed it is? You're just putting that pizza there. Like, we have to start this over again.
Okay.
Okay. I don't even know if you can start it again. Go back to this tab. So this is your control room. So the feed's still up. It's good. Can we go to, and let's don't turn it off because then we're just running.
Info and settings.
Yeah, let's see if that does anything.
Can we change the time?
I think so. This is already, I made it live.
Okay.
No. Okay. So, advanced settings. We're going to be okay. We're doing big Absolutely can. Broadcast delay. Up to 1 minute behind, so that's about right. Even with no delay, you should expect the preview player to be up to 1 minute behind the video feed you're sending. So interesting. Maybe that means that people can truly see it if they're logged in, but the preview is delayed. No, because I was logged in and I was okay.
Did you ever find your laptop?
It's in my office. I can run and grab it. Yeah.
I don't know what the sound looks like. I don't know anything about this. Can you?
Okay. Let me get my laptop and my headphones. Okay.
It's bad.
Just correct the frame rate.
I don't know where that is. I think I'm missing something.
While you're doing that, can I? Hey, is that me? Oh no,
Yes.
that's not the YouTube.
This is the live. This is live. But that's not the YouTube feed.
That's the Google Hangouts.
Yeah, this is Google Hangouts. So we can, if they want, to time into Google Hangout and they can see it faster.
Now, do it now. Send them a
But I don't know
message.
their email. They would have to send me their emails. Because
Tell
I
them
have
to
to.
please email NAOBI-DC or whatever you have open. Now, do that. I'm gonna grab my laptop.
And then she's okay. No, that wasn't it. It was okay. She was giving
You can do that. Sounds good. She's got the magic secret. You know that was not the shit.
Streaming.
Trying to work on the stream.
The projector should be fine. Yeah. I think Kath was doing some things on her email, so that's why she hasn't run it.
Make sure things.
So it's up to a 1 minute delay. The only person I see that's commenting right now is one person who's commenting. There's other people watching, but I don't. 6, including me. So, YouTube, go to, can you pull up the email? I don't know what the short link is. Pull up the email. Hold on. No, you don't have to do that. No, you don't have to do that. I'm adding that one. You want to keep it 4 days? I just sent an email to your Gallaudet account. I'm sending you the link now to your Chico Forte. Yes, either one. I just sent you the link with the YouTube on it. Right? Just louder, right? I mean, like, the people are loud. Okay. Jason. So that's Google Live. If you're on the YouTube, I just saw Tiffany taking a picture. Right. Okay. On YouTube Live. On YouTube. That's the delay. Stand in front of the screen. Stand in front of the screen. Stand up. Okay. We're timing to see the delay. Yeah. No, you're gonna come here and gonna do that.
Yeah.
On the way.
The waiting.
Okay, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Keep in mind this general membership meeting is being streamed online. So if you can keep your comments, if it's side comments, sign it to a person or just say nothing until you can get out and talk with that person, because right now everything is being heard. Okay. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here today. As you know, we had technical difficulties. We had to change rooms. We had to get things set up. So now we're ready to go. Is everybody good? So I will begin saying, again, thank you all for coming here and making this part of your priority to be here. For those who were not able to be here and that were able to stream online, thank you for making this meeting part of your day. So how did we get here? To talk about who's on the board real quick, as you know, or maybe you don't know, but let me just say it. There have been speculations or comments made that we are an acting board. We are your board. There is no acting being your board. Okay. So currently, I am the president. The vice president is presidency position is vacant. Recording secretary is Tara Ricardo. We have no treasurer. We have no assistant treasurer. I've been doing that work. We have regional reps, which is Eastern Regional Rep. We have Pamela Moore-Smith here. We have Southern Regional Rep. Franklin Eves, who could not be here today. Midwestern Regional Rep., which is Gloriana Pack. And the Western Regional Rep. Position is vacant. So as you can see, we are working with a very small board. There are a lot of vacancies on this board, and a lot of people are wearing double hats to fulfill the duties of the board. So how did we get here? Why are we here? As you all know, December of 2012, Antonio position, his term expired. At that time, I think there were emails that went out to ask if anybody wanted to run for presidency. Nobody stepped up, which left me in the position to become president. Since that time, I believe DC chapter had a summit here back in May, and there were a lot of questions about what is the board doing? What are you doing? Why are you not being active? Why are you not communicating with the membership? Since that time, I've learned a lot of things. So, I'm going to move here to the I'm kind of skipping around a little bit. So I'm going to go to the Treasurer's report real quick. Since I understand that is a big concern for a lot of members, where is our money going? How much money do we have? The last report I sent was back in May of 2013. At that time, we had $1,161.06. I have a lot of information set up here, and just basically give you an overview. There were two companies that we were paying for to take care of funds that were being paid electronically. As you can see, $45 per month, $57 per month, and then another $36.25 per month. This was something prior to me even becoming a member, being on the board. This was something I'm assuming that the membership voted for. Again, this is an assumption of mine. Authorize.net was the company that took care of the fees and monies that were coming through electronically to become a member, if you remember. That was one way that we were able to get membership to be able to pay online. You can't see. Make it bigger, just move it up. Perfect. And so at the time that I had was given privy to this information, I asked questions. I didn't know why we were paying this money and how we got into the situation we got into. Thankfully, we were able to stop, or not stop, wrong words. We had to fulfill our contract. And if we were to cancel our contract, then that was more money coming out of our bank account, which we didn't have, as you can see. Also, I think there was issues about the CMP, so that NAOBI can continue to sponsor CEUs for any affiliate chapter within NAOBI. So there was a late fee attached to that. We paid that $400 for 2013 and $300 for 2014. There's a monthly bank fee, which is $12 per month. In order for monies to still be in that account, I had to ask 4 board members to see if they want to pay up early for the next cycle so that we could have money at the end of that year. It did go in a hole. And so as of January, we were able to, of 2014, we was able to build that. The money's up because we were getting more membership in. Balance as of June the 30th of this year, $2,873.44. We renewed our yearly fee for CMP, which is $300, and that was sent July the 1st of this year. There were boxes that were sent to me from the former president, and Kathy. Where's the Kathy? Don't see Kathy right there. But anyway, Kathy was gracious enough to say, I will scan the materials in that boxes so we have somewhere that we can archive. And we didn't have the need to pass on boxes from one president to the next president. And so in order to send that, that was $56.64. Prior to that, the year before, I spent money out of my own pocket to send the 3 boxes that I sent in 2013. Bank fee is still $12. As of the 1st of August, we have $2,504.80. The day of my travel, we had $389.10 average staff, which is the $2,893.90. So that's where we stand today. The NAOBI sleeve, they have the same amount. They haven't done any activities, which is the $846.42 in 2013, and it still remains the same in 2014. Any questions about that? Sleeve is the NAOBI Sign Language Interpreter Education Fund. Foundation, not fund, excuse me, foundation. That is something I believe that was passed in Boston in 2008, that the membership voted on, and we said that we want to go with that group to be able to take over the responsibility for conferences at CEUs. And that would not, NAOBI Inc. would not be responsible for running it, conducting it, all that good stuff. So it would be a separate entity. Yes.
When you say
Can you introduce yourself so people know who's speaking?
Yakata Nichols, NAOBI Detroit Vice President. When you say a separate entity, does NAOBI sleeve, does NAOBI sleeve have any affiliation with NAOBI Inc.?
Affiliation, yes.
Correction.
And while she's thinking, I'll be the first to say if I don't know the answer, I don't know the answer. And if somebody does, please speak up. If you don't, then I'll research and get back with you.
When NAOBI sleeve was founded, does it have the wording in the foundation and the bylaws, does it have any connection to NAOBI Inc.? Is NAOBI Inc. and NAOBI sleeve one and the same? Or is it totally separate? So that my question is whatever NAOBI sleeve does it benefit NAOBI Inc.?
That's the vision. That is what is supposed to happen. And that's all I can say because nothing has happened with the sleeve to answer that. I haven't taken on any responsibilities thus far since we voted that change to happen to say that is what's happening. That is what's supposed to happen.
This happened, Howard, for the city president. So this happened before you started.
2008, right. And I didn't come on board until Arizona, July 2010.
And the intention of the group, in some shape, form, or fashion, is supposed to support NAOBI. It's just that the name suggests that two different things going on, and those things haven't worked out yet.
We haven't had a conference since it's been voted. So that's my point. I don't know what will happen, but the vision is we're supposed to be still connected, but separately conducting business. They will have their own board. We have our own board. They will just be responsible for CEUs and conferences and things like that. It's my understanding.
I know Collins Washington that they will have their own board, or they already have their own board.
Okay.
And are they? I see two different reports for finances. Do they pay for their own? I mean, how do the finances work? Does the money come from our membership dues? If that's the case, you're showing that we pay for CMP. Is that not a part of the exit?
Okay. Right. So let's back up just a tad bit. So your first question, give it to me again. How does the money? Okay. How does the money? Do they have their own board? Thank you. Yes, they do. I understand they do. I talked to Dr. Rodney Smith yesterday, and he stated to me that Persis is the president of that particular board. Persis is the president of that particular board.
That happened in 2008, or is that something that happened after 2008?
And honestly, I don't know when that actually happened. I just know when I spoke with him yesterday, that was the information he gave me. I know they're in transition at the moment to get a new board. How that takes place, I don't know because I'm not a part of that. Does that make sense? Because they're separate.
I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. It doesn't make sense to take
That was Roland and then Billy.
The purpose of the foundation was so that it would take a lot of.
Can you stand up? I'm sorry. People who are listening, screening, are having a hard time hearing the comments from the people. They can hear that now very well, but they can't hear the comments.
Okay. The purpose, when we were in Boston, or actually in Braintree, was to set the foundation up, have its own board, have its own officers, and be able to write different grants to obtain funding for interpreter training for those members who were part of NAOBI and also other interpreters who were aspiring to become a part of it. So therefore, it was a separate entity. Some of the current officers at the time moved over to the foundation board, and that's where Purchase came, because Purchase, I believe, was the first vice president of NAOBI, and she moved over to that board. And then they were charged with soliciting funding from different grants and foundation centers. They were also charged with setting up different conferences, skill development, workshops, etc., separately, which would be offered to the NAOBI members first. Although they are part of NAOBI, this is just like another umbrella part of NAOBI. NAOBI's not over them. They're here at the foundation because they can get the grant money as an incorporated foundation, where we would have to pay X amount more just being incorporated. So that was the difference. That's why it was separated. That's what we voted on in Braintree. However, they haven't done anything with it but have discussions. So actually what Valerie is showing you is the money that Rodney says this particular entity has, because they are part of NAOBI, but they're separate but equal.
What's the foundation accountable? I'm sorry, Billy Sanders. Are they accountable to the membership by way of voting, or are they independently ran as a? Can I hear me? Oh, is that it? I'm just confused. Is that an independently, like, do we get to vote on this? Are they handpicked, or how does that work? Because nobody's known about the separate but equal hierarchy.
Hold on a second, Sean. Are you going to answer this question, or do you want to add to the question?
No.
Okay, so hold 1 second. Let me answer this question to the best of my ability. So my understanding is that we have no control, and we mean NAOBI Inc. as a board has no control over what Sleeve does. That is why they have their own board. Now, how they're picked, that's a question I can't answer.
So my question is, my name is Sean Malvin, NAOBI-DC Chapter Rep. So my question is simple, I guess. How can we dismantle?
Dismantle Sleeve?
Yeah. It seems to be invalid. It seems that we've never done anything since it's been up, since it was established. There's nothing that has happened. I don't see any information as to its funding. It seems to be separate and apart with its own board that NAOBI has not seemingly participated in putting people in office, and again, it just seems invalid, not a good use. I'm just wondering, what's the process, and is it possible to just either bring it under NAOBI Inc. completely and totally, or disassociate?
Barbara, and then Yakata, and then Kathy.
And a question from the floor.
And then a question from the floor.
From my own opinion, not that what I'm saying is fact. This is Barbara Hunt. Based on what you're saying, we can say that NAOBI Inc. should be expanded, because we haven't had any action. Nothing has been happening. and the board that's been set up now, they're kind of without a lot of, haven't been able to do a lot. Now, the idea of the sleeve, and I'll let her interpret, I'm sorry. The idea of the sleeve, I think, is good because it all has to do with the finances and financial responsibility and financial prudence, whatever the word would be. It was to protect NAOBI Inc. That was the most important thing, protecting NAOBI Inc. Okay, from to setting up a conference thinking everybody was going to come and half the people showed up, which has happened. Having a conference and people participate, come, and then you find out you really didn't have enough to pay the hotel bill and different things like that. So how are we going to protect NAOBI from that kind of thing? NAOBI Inc. Okay, so that's how the sleeve developed, and they would take on that risk. I know you. Okay, and I'm sure that in this discussion, hopefully more clarity will be added to it. But the most important thing at that time was protecting NAOBI Inc. So having an entity that would be able to set up conferences, and if something happened, hopefully not, NAOBI Inc. would still be protected and running. That was the most important thing. That's what I remember. But since then, nothing has been going on. Inc. is struggling. The sleeve is, everybody showed me. So no decisions have happened, no answers, plenty of questions, but no answers. No, it's been a struggle for both entities. So it's good to have this meeting so we can, get some more clarity and then, see how people feel about what's going on.
Your product from NAOBI Trade. Clarification. Is NAOBI Inc. a 501c3? If not, is that the reason why Sleeve was created to be a 501c3? And if so, why did we create Sleeve to be a 501c3 when we could have just did NAOBI Inc. as a 501c3? With that being said, this goes back to my original question.
We're going to repeat the question because they cannot hear you. Okay, so your question is, one, is NAOBI Inc. 501c3?
Correct.
If we're not, why did we allow Sleeve to become or take over that position to have the title of 501c3 status?
To protect NAOBI Inc. financially.
But a not-for-profit.
So those are questions that we'll hold because there's no representation from Sleeve here, and I think it's only fair that someone from that particular board be able to answer some of those questions. Okay? I'm only saying that because I know more about NAOBI Inc. than I know anything about the Sleeve. All I remember back in 2008 in Boston, it was voted, it was passed, and what the purpose was. Kathy.
So this is Kathy Lemons, NAOBI-DC. So from my understanding and my fact finding about information for NAOBI-DC chapter, a lot of the information regarding Sleeve is held within that board. Like they have a charter, they have a board, and Valerie is not on that board. So I think you're going to get limited information, but Dr. Rodney Smith, who was the one that applied for that 501c3 enforcement, has a lot of answers. I know that Val has been in contact with him, and like she said, she spoke with him yesterday. I think it's worthwhile of doing a lot more due diligence researching, but I believe that they have actually been meeting to move forward to do something like post conferences
and things of that nature, which was the original, like Barbara said, the original idea, because NAOBI Inc. had not been a 501c3, but some filing, I believe NAOBI Inc. fell into a 501c6 or something to that nature, and that's the reason why. So I think that Dr. Smith has a lot of answers, and Madam President should get those answers and get them back to the membership.
Did I do it? Somebody from the floor.
The question came from Erica. She wanted to know if self or sleeve is accountable to NAOBI-DC or NAOBI Inc. membership, and if not, does it make sense for them to continue to carry the NAOBI name?
Let me make a brief comment. So this is Kathy from NAOBI-DC. Just a comment for those who are streaming as well as those in the room. Of course, the technology is a little bit of a delay. So if the question has already been asked on the floor, you hear it repeated from those who are streaming online. That is the reason it's not
To answer Erica's question, I believe Kathy brings up a good point, which I mentioned earlier, that the individuals that are on that board or the founders of SLEED are not represented in this room. And I think it's only fair to give them the opportunity to answer some of these questions, but I don't have the answers. It was prior to my time. I didn't know, I don't even know how the ball got rolling before they brought it to the membership at that time. I have Royce.
Or people come to the mic. If people could come to the mic, so come to the mic.
Talking about NAOBI's itself. But from another board that I'm on, this is Royce Park, Church and Performance OIM, the 501c3 entity compared to the Inc., they can do different things. The 501c3 can be grants and things. Non-profit, they can get donations and get tax relief. There's different reasons, usually why they have them both, the Inc. and the C3. Because the Inc. can't get certain funds and grants, and they can't give a tax relief. Like somebody gives donation, they can't give them a tax relief receipt. It's probably why they're still both under the NAOBI. Catherine, Taylor.
Hello, this is Catherine Taylor from New York, but I have Brenda Terry on the line from part of SLEEP, and she just wanted to make it clear that SLEEP is a separate organization. Inc. is not 501c3. And also, SLEEP was established to take responsibility of the conference. SLEEP has no membership. They are not accountable to Inc. membership, not dismantled by Inc.'s membership. And as you said before about writing grants and stuff, that's true. Inc. cannot do that, however, SLEEP can. And also with the idea of allowing Inc. to focus on the daily operations of the business of the living, to ask to see the endorsement of culture. That's what Inc. was supposed to do, and allow SLEEP to take care of the conferences, so therefore the local chapters didn't have that burden of doing so much.
Thank you, Brenda Terry, through Kathleen Taylor. Yakata, Billy, and then Sean. And we're gonna wrap this thing up. Okay? Yakata?
Yakata is just from Detroit. So I'm still trying to find out, is Brenda still on the phone? Can you ask her for clarification when Steve was set up? From rumors of what I heard, and these rumors, you can always go by hearsay, sleeve, the writing and sleeve is a separate entity. It's almost like sleeve is, for example, RID who wants to take control and run, like they're not, we know it's a separate entity, but when we're voting for the bylaws changes and we're giving up our rights to sleeve, how does that affect NAOBI Inc.? Right, and the proposed bylaw changes that we will be voting on, a lot of the rationales are saying we are changing this because of sleep.
So while we wait for someone to respond back, I think Kathleen was texting Brenda. Maybe she can have an answer for you behind it. So we're just gonna go down the list real quick. The two that I have left, which is Billy, Sean. Did you still have something to say or ask?
I just want to know what NAOBI Inc. is. It's not a 501c3. It's an incorporation, but it's not a non. What is it exactly?
501c6.
Okay.
So, Billy, done? Okay. Since Billy is not gonna ask the question, I'll allow one more person. Howard, I see you and Kathy kind of fighting a little bit, not really fighting, but both of you have your hands up. So who's gonna?
This is Howard from New York. I just have to say the city here sounds confusing because it's disabled people from NAOBI that's a part of sleep. And so it feels kind of awkward. And while I understand when teaching is good, it just makes it awkward. And I think for those of us talk about something that appears to be on behalf of everybody here in our nation, it still sounds when we say separate. We can't forget that they're trying to do something that we can do right now, but it doesn't mean we can't do it later. If we can go from 501c6 to a free that is the case.
This is Kathy from NAOBI-DC. They kind of brought up a question about the proposed bylaw changes, which we will go through later. But my reading of it, and this is just my reading of it, is to kind of piggyback on what Kathleen Taylor said. Brenda Terry said to Kathleen was that the sleep was to take some of these burdens off of him. So the verbiage in the proposed bylaws bylaws changes, which we will go through in the rationale, was to, again, execute or make formal those responsibilities that were in NAOBI Inc. and now put those responsibilities on sleep. I think the problem from the membership is we don't know what responsibilities are going to be put on sleep because we're not involved in sleep. So to take those responsibilities out of things and then put them on sleep. It leaves us with some confusion because we're not actually sure that those responsibilities will actually take place once they're out of our life. So hopefully through Brenda or someone that's on that particular board is probably streaming. And if not, I'll make sure that I'll send the questions out directly to them and have a response back to the board or to the membership. So let's just say that response should be given to you by, what's today, the 8th, the 9th. Not next weekend, but the weekend after. So by next, in 2 weeks, the 23rd, I believe, is that Saturday. Cut it off and find what you need. Ask another question, somebody else can ask another question. We're going to move on. If you have more questions before we get that clarity from Brenda and Howard, that you gather all of the questions that people still have. Sure, just make sure you get it to me.
Can you repeat that?
So, the suggestion was given from the floor that if you have any more comments or questions in regards to the sleeve, make sure you get that information to me so that I can actually get that information to Dr. Rodney Smith and get all the questions answered at one time versus giving him bits and pieces.
Presented these questions, not about sleep, to the board of NAOBI. NAOBI is not to host national conferences. What is the grand plan or vision to bring in money business-wise? Can we host other things? Can we host a virtual conference? Can we host? Are we just hosting workshops?
Okay, so.
Nothing to do with sleep.
I got you. I don't think it prevents us from doing anything. I mean, I think we still could do business as we've done business. It just does not put the responsibility on us to do a big conference and removing the focus on the bigger picture, which is the membership and doing other things besides one conference. Does that make sense? So the advocacy work, the mentorship, things like that. We still can do that. And not to say that we can't do things on a smaller scale, but sleep will take on that responsibility to do things on a bigger scale. And as well, sell merchandise, CU sponsorship, as you noticed, that NAOBI Inc. took on that responsibility for the past 2 years. Next year, sleep will be able to take on that responsibility to start paying for the CU sponsorship fee every year. Is that clear somewhat?
It's not, but we'll wait till we answer that.
Okay. So we're going to move on. Since we're pushed for time, and I know everybody wants to discuss the bylaw proposed changes, I'm going to ask you, do you all, for those chapters that are not here, would you like for me to disseminate their information as far as their report for their particular chapters, and let those that are here go ahead and share their particular reports? Would that be okay? Or would you want to do that? I'm just thinking of time. Okay. So is that the consensus, Miller? Okay. So I'll make sure that I send Atlanta, Chicago, and Atlanta, Chicago, and St. Louis this week. So we have representation for that.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Malakia Dooney. I'm representing Southern California. Our local president is Phoenix Smith. I'll be reading her report. As of December 2013, elections were held. Full board seated President Phoenix Smith, Vice President Alexander Rogers, Secretary Lillian Thompson, Treasurer Teresa Sharp, Membership Chair Malakia Dooney, Public Relations Tanisha Johnson. The decision was made to meet bi-monthly. February 8th, we had our first general meeting and workshop. Attendance was 37 people. We had numbered workshops presented by our Secretary Lillian Thompson, which was well received. Membership recruitment continues. May 3rd was an ASL workshop. Don Potter presented on the topic of ASL interpretation. The attendance there was 42 people, and the profit was $335. May 17th, Phoenix Smith attended a meeting at RID SPRID, Southern California chapter, and discussed the potential of the reciprocal organization membership. July 12th, scheduled general meeting and game day. Only board members showed up for no general membership. July 29th, we had a beach day, hanging with Pier Zero, a Black Deaf Advocacy Council. And September 27th, there's going to be a deaf festival in downtown Los Angeles. NAOBI SoCal will have a booth representation there. And as of today, our membership tally is 19. We have New York.
Hello, everyone. In New York City, we have about 16 active members. We have Howard Hines Jr., Mayor of New York City, President, for the third time. We started the year off kind of slow because we were in a position that normally would start in January because we meet regularly the second Friday of the month. So we weren't able to really start until March. And between March and June, we've been able to meet every month. And we can take a break for July. And we're back for August. In the 3 months that we have met, part of my focus was to make sure that we involve community, Siberian community, not only with just certified or qualified interpreters, but also with the deaf community. A personal vision is that by bringing more work into the community, making it more accessible for deaf people, we get interpreters more work. And so we started the year off by creating a sign-friendly community where everyone who can and wants to can sign for themselves, and if not, can have someone sign for them. We've got more deaf people come to our meetings as well. 1 month, we had community leaders who come out and talk about their involvement, and we've also invited artists to come in to say what's involved in their work, what their expectations. It's an ever-going process. Deaf people have the simplest questions that have never been answered. You know, we make assumptions in terms of current vendors, and there are a lot of hot issues right now in New York City because they're talking about whether or not, excuse me, New York State certification should be safe or should it be WRD. There are a lot of hot issues, and deaf people don't really understand all that's involved with that. But we have a budget right now of less than $6,000. It's called Between Our Education and Our Population Fund. We are also, by looking at my vision to get more involved in the community, is taking on a project that will take place this month in Harlem. Every year there's a Harlem Week activity. We've been finding out that people go at certain times, and a few people that sign or who are interpreters may show up, and it's kind of informal. And I said, this is a good example of how we can make it more formalized and have people come and know specific times to interpret. So keep your fingers crossed. Very excited only because we're going to go forward for the first time. But at least this is something that the community wants and support, and we don't have to spend time on grades or there people show up, but at least make it accessible and make the city responsible for making it accessible. Other than that, that's fine. Thank you.
We have a question from the floor, a comment from the floor.
Who is that person? What's the question? Kenu, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, Kwenu, wants to know if the reports that you're going to send out, will the reports be accessible anywhere to read, or will it just be sent out to membership?
It will be sent out to membership. If we don't have a website, there's no posting on the side to individual.
I feel Tamara Wright, President, NAOBI Detroit. NAOBI Detroit currently has 36 members, 11 full members, 16 student members, and 9 supporting members. December 2014 is the end of my first term as president. Our elections will be held in November of this year. Several highlights over the past year. In July 2013, NAOBI Detroit, we host the annual summer social. And this event provides an opportunity for members to get together and socialize with each other with some good food, with good company. September 2013, NAOBI Detroit partnered with the Michigan chapter of RID for their Unity in the Community conference. And as a partner, we were able to receive a percentage of the funds that were collected and dispersed amongst all of the partners. So we did receive $2 to be a partner with that. NAOBI Detroit was also honored at that conference for our contribution to the work being done in the Michigan interpreter industry. In December 2013, NAOBI Detroit celebrated 10 years as an affiliate chapter of NAOBI Inc. Thank you very much. Our celebration included a formal gala, which we honored our past president, current president, and future members. It was a wonderful day of celebration and reflection. Detroit BDA helped tremendously to collaborate with us, selling tickets and doing whatever we needed to get done for that wonderful event. And it was fabulous. February 2014, we celebrated our Black History Month with a delicious soul food social, and which included some highlights about the history of some successful Black and Black deaf individuals who've made a significant impact into the deaf community. May 2014, we hosted a roller skate fundraiser. And we had all of the family, bring the kids, bring aunties and uncles and everybody in there. Come on out to support NAOBI Detroit. And it was a wonderful event. We were able to raise some funds for that as well. July 2014, just last month, was the highlight for NAOBI Detroit, in which we participated in the Red Region 3 conference. NAOBI Detroit, myself, was the only Black presenter at that Region 3 conference. And so it was amazing just to even be there, just to even be a part of it, and to just show that, hey, we are here. Even though they were focusing on NAOBI Detroit, I felt like I was representing for all of us. And so there was a lot of positive feedback from the participants who filled out the evaluations and the surveys, and they actually requested that more Black interpreters be present at RID National Conference coming up next year, August 2015. And some of our future goals, we're still looking to raise more funds. We are working on a budget of less than $2,000. So we're really trying to generate money so that we can host a conference. We're looking to do some things in February. I see some individuals in here that I'd like to be tapping on the shoulders. We're looking for presenters to come to Detroit. If you're interested, please see myself or Mikata. And we're also looking to update our website. We have a website. We want to make sure it's user-friendly and more efficient. Thank you. I'm Kathy Lewis, I'm president of NAOBI-DC.
They want to see your face. I will tell whoever else over there, they want to see your face. She's not that
So again, my name is Kathy Lemons, president of NAOBI-DC. I am on my first year of my second term. So my first term was 2012 that ended in December 2013. And now I'm starting on my second term, 2-year term in December 2013. Anyway, so we have been pretty busy, and I'll just give you some things that I think is important for NAOBI Inc. general family to know about. We currently have 71 members. Last year we ended the year with 91 members, so we're probably not on target because some of the folks that are here independent membership. Some of the things that we do here that are annual things that I'm really proud of, one of which is the Interpreter Field Fair, and that is an opportunity for experts within the different genres of interpreting, things like medical, K-12, community interpreting, trilingual. We bring them out and we basically give them about 5 minutes of the stage to talk about a day in their life. And that opportunity is really geared towards students and other professionals who are in the field in one niche, that they may want to venture out and find out about other fields. And then, once they are finished giving their spiel, we give about 2 minutes of free time for you to take advantage of questioning them, to get more information about the field, possibly setting up some mentoring opportunities or networking opportunities. So we've had that. This is actually our 3rd year hosting it, and it's been super successful, especially for the area. Another thing that we do here that I'm super proud of is our ASL chat circle. So again, that event we do predominantly during the summertime when students are not in classrooms. You get an opportunity to come out and put their hands up in a safe environment. So some members of the deaf community come out and join us. And we go to different locations, usually some place like Chipotle or Potbelly or local casual restaurant, to just sit and chat. So that's really cool. And a lot of people are exposed to NAOBI-DC through those chat circles. So that's a really great thing that I like to say. Another thing we do is we utilize the GURIDC, which is the Gallaudet University Interpreter Education Center, and Regional Interpreter Education Center. And that is under the National Consortium of NAOBI-DC. They have a tool called Discover Interpreting, and NAOBI-DC utilizes that tool to go out and teach about the field of interpreting to high school students within the area. Of course, NAOBI-DC, in a company to our mission, we try to target schools within the African American community. We try to target non-traditional students, non-traditionally represented students in the field. So basically, we go out to the schools within our community and try to just tell them about our field and let them know that it's a viable profession that they should really consider. And we usually target schools that already have ASL classes. So we've done a number of them. Some of them are returning visits, but we've visited several schools and a couple of hundred students altogether. Last year, we were awarded with the Organizational Excellence Award at the NBDA conference. So we want to always maintain our relationship with NBDA in the local chapter. So we're really excited to be a proud recipient of that award. And we thank the members of NBDA for acknowledging us. In the summertime, we have an annual cookout. It is called It's a Family Affair. And that is a really fun time where everybody within the community comes out. NAOBI-DC can provide the fundamentals of cookout, which is the bread, charcoal, lights, stuff like that. The DJ is very important for a cookout. And then the community brings the side. So we call it, we bring the meat, you bring the eat. And last year we had about 70 some odd people. I think this year we doubled that number. It was a beautiful event. And you can see pictures from it on our Facebook page. But we're really proud of that because it's a good opportunity to see the diversity of the profession come out and have fun together. So I'm excited that NAOBI-DC took that on. And, we plan on continuing. I think we're growing out of our space, actually. Kudos to one of our committees, publishing committee, and some of our members who are all hands-on on the revamping of our website. So we have a new website, NAOBI-DC.org. So for those of you out there, if you haven't visited our website, please do so. It is a great website and it keeps you updated on everything we do. Two more things from out of here, maybe three. We also hosted a parliamentarian workshop, and I'd like to bring that to everybody's attention out here because I think it's so important that we operate our meetings accurately. And a lot of us take on these roles, especially within our organization, and we just really want to help, and we may not know how we're supposed to go about doing it. And oftentimes we get calls from those who do, and let not your good deeds be ill spoken of. So we're trying to educate each other on how to actually run our meetings correctly and just operate under Robert's Rules of Order, which could be applicable in other areas. We had a mentoring institute, which was great and ran by our former president and first NAOBI-DC president, Lisa King. And we have an annual religious interpreters conference, which last year had about 150 or so attendees, if not more. 225, I stand corrected. And that one is called Preaching to the Choir. And there's a myriad of other things that we have done that I'm going to turn the floor back over to. So thank you.
I felt that it was important not to read the other chapters reports, but I think if they had some things that are coming up in the near future that we need to be fair to them and make that announcement. So now it's going to do St. Louis.
Yes. I'm just going to point out just one particular highlight from there of what's going on in Missouri. It said that on the horizon, they're preparing to set up a big workshop to deal with the soon-to-be EEI testing that's going to be adopted. EEI is the certification and licensing testing program in Texas.
And from Atlanta chapter, their president is Margaret St. Clair. They have 64 members, and one thing that I want to make sure that I mention is that they're having October the 25th, 2014, a fall symposium on core presentation. Thursday will be back, and it's on their website. The website is www.naobiatlanta.org. I did see something else happening in September. Just 1 second. CDI workshops in the planning stages, planning for September or later this year, and also next year. Check the website for updates if interested. Like I don't want to mention that.
She is online, so in a sense you have read her report.
Right. Pam.
Pamela Collins, DC chapter. Our president failed.
Pamela Collins, DC chapter. Our president did not mention our current budget. I'm sorry. Tell us what those numbers are. It's really something to be proud of, and you're not going to get away with my saying. Sorry.
Sorry, Kathy Lemons, NAOBI-DC. So we proudly ended the year last year with about $14,000 in the bank. So I was really proud of the work that we've done. And that's a reflection of all the community.
I want to backtrack on something that I said earlier about, I think it came from the floor, if the reports will be posted anywhere. In actuality, according to our bylaws, we're not allowed to disseminate information in that sense. We can only give it to members. So that is why, also be sent individually. Okay, so now we're going to move on to year review. All right, so, okay, sure. So now we're going to give a report from the membership chair of NAOBI Inc., Laverne.
Good afternoon, everybody. Greetings from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm so excited to be your membership chairperson. I have a little bitty part, so I want to tell you what's been going on since 2012 when I took over the position. And the first thing I needed to do was to find out who loves NAOBI. So I sent out an email asking you all to look at the lyrics that I changed on How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by NAOBI. And I asked people to read it and own it, and I did get some feedback from that, which was great. Jeff Golden sent me back, never would have made it without NAOBI. And then he sent Atomic Dog, NAOBI. So I did get a few people to grab onto that because I needed you to love NAOBI first and then become a member. Also in 2012, I felt like if you're a member, then you should have a card. You should have something to say that I belong. So I researched, I found cards that I could handle at home with my printer, and we got cards for you all so that I could send you something when you sent us some money. So moving on to 2013, I asked the members something else to do. Tell me your story. Tell me how you met NAOBI. And I got a few people to tell me how they met NAOBI. I would like to hear more of your stories. Jeff Bolden again sent his story in. Our president Valerie sent her story in. I submitted my story. You can go to Facebook and look at those stories and learn how we met NAOBI. We would like to know, how did you meet NAOBI? And I would like to post that on our Facebook page because that's important for our students to know that you love NAOBI and that you were really, really glad to have met NAOBI. So, back in 2013, we had 39 members and 2 supporting members is what I had. And so, moving on up to 2014, I proposed to the board asking, could we do a campaign to bring on students to our NAOBI group. And the proposal was submitted in 2013, the board approved, so we put out there a Join With Me campaign. If a full member paid their membership dues, then a student could join with them for free. We need that mentorship. We needed to bring on young students so that they could get a taste of NAOBI and understand why we love NAOBI. Y'all hear me say it. I love NAOBI. We love NAOBI, and that's the goal. So we needed to reach back, and we have had full-time members pull in students that they know and give them a free membership for this 2014 year. So right now, again in 2014, another thing I submitted to the board was changing from receiving checks in the mail that we would use PayPal. I researched that and the board approved that. So if some of you received a bill from me saying a PayPal for your membership, I was testing it. People responded. It has been a great way that people went to our website, clicked on the PayPal button, and were able to pay membership dues quickly. The funds we were able to receive quickly, and then have access to them. And that was so much easier than depositing checks in the bank. And people were able to do that really easy. So I'm glad for you all who have used the PayPal button. I want more of you to use the PayPal button, please, on our website. So right now, where I stand with my little Excel spreadsheet, we have 79 full members, 19 students, 6 supporting, 3 or, so total 103 members, and we were able to have 69 people today who had paid their membership dues in time to be able to go. That's my report.
I don't know what we would do without Laverne and all her ideas of getting membership back into NAOBI. Next we have Pamela Smith, to give us the regional report.
This is Pam Smith. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and a lot of you guys are new faces to me. I'm one of the original founders of NAOBI. Back in the day, it was Sharon Winfield and Pam, and we were all there. So let me just say this, that I took on the position. I noticed it was vacant. I think this year was everything started to become a blur. Thinking that it would just be short term, 2011, until they held the next election. That didn't happen. I was doing several other things, and I'm serving on another board since that time. What I'm expecting to happen, I've been working with Valerie and supporting her because, to me, she's been like the cleanup woman. So she has been working very hard, getting things together and organizing it, and I've been giving her a lot of support. Going forward, the Eastern Rep will be doing more as we get NAOBI back on its feet. That's been the focus for the last few years. And so from here on out, the goal is to eventually get somebody else in the position and then we can move on forward. So that's my report.
I'm going to give Franklin's report, and basically Franklin's been very instrumental with the Southern Regional area. He has actually had 2 states that have contacted him and trying to formulate a affiliate chapter within the state. One of these states is Houston. There was a young lady there that was trying to get Houston back on its feet because at one point they were an active chapter. For 2 years they have not been active. A lot of years, because we call that good. And there was another young lady that contacted me just last week, and said that she was interested in starting a chapter in Florida. So I got her connected to Franklin, and she has passed on the information and will continue to support her in her efforts. So that's basically this report for as a Southern Regional Rep. As you all know, we don't have a trigger. It is very hard for one person to take on several hats. I am conducting presidency role and treasurer's role. According to the bylaws, the only person that has access to the bank or access to the bank statements or the account itself is the vice president, president, and treasurer. Which means who? Me. That should not happen. I'll be honest. I don't want any speculation of we pocketing any money, as it has been done in the past, speculation. But at the same time, I don't have anybody that's willing or has stepped up to be treasurer. So, does anybody here of numbers and will be willing to be the treasurer for NAOBI? Okay.
I'm not nominating myself for any. I applaud you, Valerie, for all the good you have done. You
She's up to the work.
Okay, anybody who knows me know that I try never to say anything negative about anyone. So again, I want to applaud Valerie for taking on all this responsibility herself with the support of many other people, but still, her name is the name that goes at the top. She's where the buck stops. So I do want to applaud Valerie. I do hear the suggestion of a name and somebody volunteering. Now, whereas I feel the position is very important and I see the jeopardy that you're in, we have to be careful about just, oh, I'll do it. I'll do the work. You know nothing about people sometimes when they tend to volunteer and offer to do things. So, whereas I really do want to see a treasurer, considering the importance of that position, I want us to think about how we want to get a person in that position, especially on the national level, and be sure that we know qualifications, get letters of recommendation from reputable whatever before we proceed with that position. But I wholeheartedly agree with you that that position definitely needs to be filled ASAP.
So, with that being said, I think everybody in the room was in the amen zone, right? Everybody saying they agree that we should not just have any and everybody in that position. I agree with that. But just, did you say check that?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Val, just move right in front of that desk and you can stay put right there. Beautiful.
Okay. So, if you're interested, please email me. If you know of somebody that may be interested, before you email me their name, see if they would be interested in doing it and have them contact me, because again, it should not be a one-person thing. Again, luckily, Laverne can't access the account, but that's why I've been doing my checks and balances, because she does deposit money into the account. And so she makes me aware of every deposit that she makes, and I check it according to the bank statements that I get every month. So that part has been taken care of, but it would be great to have somebody else to do. I'm just saying. All right. As far as, I'm going to kind of tie in presidency and my vision, okay? Everybody know how I got here, right? I was elected in 2010 to be vice president. At that time, I was 8 months pregnant. However, I thought my term was going to start in January. My term started immediately. And then again, Antonio's term expired, which made me move up. I have a lot on my plate, so I'm not even going to sugarcoat that part. Okay? I work for Swanson, I'm the director for Swanson, so I have a single room. I'm a single mom with 2 kids. I do Zumba, I do line dance, and I do other things. I do that. I'm a mom first to my children who are actively involved in food. Not to say that NAOBI comes last, because it doesn't. But if we had people that would step up and do the work, then maybe we would be in a better position than we are now. Okay? So a lot of things that the board has taken on are internal things that the membership have no clue about, because I just brought it to your attention today. Such as the bank account, which there was a lot of grumbling about what's going on with the bank account. So we did research. Okay, so that took a lot of work in order to get that process. As we all know, we don't have a website. We do have a web page. To run a website, you have to have money. In order to have money, we have to have membership. Which I'm glad to know membership is going upward, but we still need money. I had charged Laverne and Franklin with the responsibility of looking into another host, a web host, to figure out whether there are other ways that we can get around it. Again, it costs money. It also takes hands to do it, to do the work, to set up the web page. I will be the first to say that Tyrone Goodwin has saved us many a days on our web page. And I'm fair, I think we're all forever grateful for that. But he can't do any more than what he can do without money. So one of the visions that I have, or the board, I should just say me, and I think it's everybody's vision, is to have that website running again at some point. Because what I'm hearing from the community is that, is there still an NAOBI? There is still an NAOBI. We're doing things, we're crawling, you gotta crawl before you walk. And so right now we are crawling, trying to get back up onto our own 2 feet. But again, I've given you the board, and just about every member on that board has been on this board since 2010 or 2011. They're tired. So some of the things that we've done this year for 2014. And I would definitely say without the board's assistance and the members that have met with me individually, I won't call names because there's a lot of people. We wouldn't be where we are today. I'll be honest. There have been a lot of people that have been here since day one that have given me plenty of feedback and support. But they can't take on reins of presidency because of their livelihood right now. But they have been very supportive. And I would definitely like to give a shout out to the presidents of each chapter, because they have been very instrumental for the board to continue to move forward as well. We have started our monthly presidential meetings that they had at one point. And we've been doing that since March, either February or March of 2014. I think we missed one meeting because I had an issue that happened in my family. But other than that, that was one way that I felt like NAOBI can start really being more visible to its membership through the chapter president. He's communicated with them to be able to get that information to you all that are members. We've been taking care of finances. Our finances are in order now as far as the debt that was out there that we had no clue about. As far as I know, there was a question about the hotel being paid off. As far as I know, all that is taken care of. But when I say finances that I know, make sure that I know of. These are the finances that I knew of that I listed earlier, which was directly hitting our account, that I didn't have privy to that information prior to taking on this position. as Laverne mentioned earlier, we had to find another resource in how we can actually generate money for membership to be able, the members to be able to pay for membership. PayPal is the only way that we can do that right now, which is a good way, is from what I'm hearing. I'm not tech savvy, but I'm hearing that that's more cost efficient and very easy to use. We've increased our membership. You heard Laverne say earlier we had 39 in 2013, and as of today we have 69 full members, but a total of 103 members altogether. So the things that are in the darker bullet are the things that we've done thus far. The things that are open or not filled in are things that we still have left to do for 2014. The reason for looking for another bank is because right now there is no Chase Bank in North Carolina. So I'm going to use me for an example. So I can never go inside physically into the bank and actually make any deposits, make any withdrawals, any of that. For the next president that comes on board, we don't know if there's a Chase Bank in their area. So we're looking at options of banks that are more nationally known or more globally. There have been things mentioned about online banking, and so that is an option that we are considering. So we will be trying to relocate our account to a new bank institution. Develop and set up a new website that will be user-friendly and easy on the eye. I have seen websites in general that are not friendly, user-friendly, and it's just all over the place. We want something that NAOBI can be proud of, but at the same time, we need money. We need people, we need hands. I don't know if anybody else is good at developing a website. And I'm seeing nobody saying yeah, so I'm going to say no. Nobody got that kind of experience here. Know of anybody that has that kind of experience besides our own business?
Where's she going?
I'm writing names down so I can contact you. Not going to put you on the spot right now. I know. I appreciate those names. Finding new blood, and yes. I'm sorry. The rest of you walk. The rest of you walk. Member of undisclosed locations this month. But I do have website experience. My information I do have experience with websites and helping nonprofits in that regard. So I can do that for you. I see the dilemma that is here. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. So how to determine the best chapter to be affiliated with is my issue at this point. I don't want you to leave here in a complete state of burden. I understand what that's about. So I just want to make myself available so that you can fill in that box. Can you spell your name for us? THE-RE-SSA. Capital B-O-I-S. I have someone else in that 26 I have Mr. Thomas with them.
And I told her she could do a national day of finance.
Bird got a hand up, so she'll be saying you because we didn't help her. Kathleen?
Kathleen Taylor from New York again. I just came from New York City. There's a difference between upstate and downstate. I was just thinking, here in Tennessee, within the African American community and NAOBI, to stay in the room, whatever we're speaking about. All of us know people outside of interpret. So if we're looking for a bank, somebody has to know someone who works in a bank who could then maybe speak to their manager and say, listen, we have this situation because all corporations need to do some kind of pro bono work or something for the community as part of their agreement with the government. So if we just do what I call what's known as mapping, think about people that you know in the field of medicine, in the field of law, in the field of banking, the field of, and pass that information on to national. Because somebody may want to, like, if I had a sister, I don't have a sister, but if I had a sister who worked in the bank and said, listen, our organization needs this help, can you help out? They thought about it, went to their district manager, the district manager said, hey, this looks kind of good because we're doing something for the community, and that can happen. So it would be helpful for everybody in the room to just think about who you know in the different areas that we're discussing and pass that on to national. As far as the website, another thing I've learned, a lot of schools, undergraduate or graduate school, the students need a senior project. So we may want to reach out to colleges who have technology-based colleges, and have that become a senior project for a student. And we know that the teacher is going to watch them, so the student's going to do their best because they want an A on it, and they get credit for it, and we don't have to pay anything for it. We just have to pay somebody else to run it later on. But the design of it may be a senior project for the student. So that's just an idea that maybe we can start reaching out to college students who need these projects to do to help us out.
Billy Sanders. I would find it important for the existing healthy chapter. Emphasize healthy. To host workshops or annual events that raise money and give those profits to NAOBI-DC. For example, NAOBI-DC teamed with NAOBI-DC. We hosted the summit actually. We took the proceeds and donated, we took our proceeds and sent that to NAOBI. One of the main things that both of our chapters do, we collaborate with for the purpose of the mother chapter. This is what we're going to do. I believe that every healthy chapter that above what they events and the proceeds from that and send that money to NAOBI. Additionally, I believe NAOBI should invest in producing videos, DVD. And put the rest of the shop, but the rest of has an ample amount of resources for that. We get partnership. So we're providing we're providing DVDs for people to learn to use. A lot of people purchase DVDs, like the newest things like online professional development. People order DVDs from all kinds of things. But we're not producing it. Anyway, with that statement, we can talk offline because I've spoken to a few other people that produce DVDs that are willing to assist in producing that. NAOBI-DC even is trying to move for that route in providing producing DVDs to sell. It could be something as simple as it could be. Additionally, for money, I'm very intent on NAOBI virtual professional development workshops. Okay, so we're being streamed now. We have a lot of some of the best interpreters are NAOBI members, the NAOBI-DC members. Our host chapter, our chapters can be host spots for us hosts. Our chapters can host the virtual workshops by our members and then raise money by people paying online to speak here. It's another inexpensive way to raise money. Membership is not raising anything, but even with NAOBI-DC, we have a lot, comparatively, so we have a lot of money. 90% of that money, 95% of that money is not even coming from membership. So we have to keep finding innovative ways to create money. So instead of hosting national conferences, we can all go into hosting something virtual. We can all go into hosting something local for the national chapter.
Thank you.
You can use the mic.
I'm always on camera, so I'm kind of high. The rest of you walk, actually the Deaf Walking Foundation, Charity for Sign Language, TV, and Media. Billy makes a very good point. Our new charity's website is actually going to include online workshops and give organizations like NAOBI an opportunity to monetize what you have here. The Deaf Welcome Studio is located in an area that is about 3 hours west of New York City and 3 hours north of DC. We're in the middle of nowhere, but there are a lot of people that are in pockets like that do not know of the NAOBI, need to know of the NAOBI, and would probably go online relatively quickly if they could get CEUs. So what the Deaf Welcome Foundation is setting up with the new website is an opportunity for people to log on for a very modest fee. To see an example, $35. They have 1 week to watch the video, 1 week to watch the workshop, and then it dies. The password doesn't work anymore. So they can watch it, rewatch it, watch it, rewatch it. And they have to qualify that they watched it in terms of evaluation or exam, and then it's time. That's a great way to raise funds very quickly. We're doing that to raise money for sign language television, but we're making it available to organizations like NAOBI, and we just donate a portion of that back to support sign language TV and media, so we can continue training deaf, hard of hearing, sign talent for editing, producing, acting, etc. So that way we're keeping it all in the community, but we're also allowing others on the outside of the working environment to get involved and support us. My suggestion also, I spoke to Valerie privately, but we would like to put together a television commercial that will start very naturally so people will know who you are. We don't want you to think, that this is just another burden, and I understand now how many hats you're wearing. The Deaf Welcome Foundation can help you with that. We have sponsors and those that are eager to be on television and join us nationally. And those people, again, they're donating to the charity so that they can have their time. So we can talk about that. We can make that available. Thank you, Mr. Hines, for your suggestion, because I didn't even hear. But just joining NAOBI Inc., I can kind of at least get that out of the way. And at the Deaf Welcome Center, we actually have a mini theater that has 15 theater seats. So it's ideal for training, actors and those little tiny stage, help people get started. But it's an ideal spot for workshops like this. And you can utilize that. And again, the money kind of just keeps rotating to support everything that's happening in that. So to get back to the workshop, really simple what to do. Your new website and ours, and to provide an online service so people can be educated and pay for it, and then the money goes directly into your meeting and have that continue.
What's the name of your website? deafwelcome.org. Yeah.
That was a question for the board. Okay. So, you know, the last two boards, I've pretty much already said, the live chapters that are inactive, so that is something we need to do to get everybody back on the planning board, just to draw on board because, you know, I don't really know the reasons behind why some chapters die or why they become inactive, and some of it's because of not a lot of hands, and so the same people are doing the same work, and so sometimes you just get burned out. Or is it because there's nothing going on NAOBI, there's no support from the national, so I don't know what to do, so they kind of just die out. So trying to just get in contact with those particular inactive chapters and see what we can do to support them to keep them afloat as well and to move forward. Yes. Yes, go ahead,
I find that there are two groups of people that are very interested, are curious about NAOBI. One are ITP students, all over the U.S. Two are rural African American interpreters. Rural, meaning, what's my friend? Dawn, who I just met. Dawn is, if anybody doesn't know, Dawn is here from Illinois, not Chicago. Her first time around anything NAOBI. Just heard about NAOBI, wanted to get involved, flew all the way out here. No, this is grandma, right? But she flew all the way out here for this event. So that's beyond all, that's a surprise to all of us. I know the word, I don't know the word of mouth, I don't know how you find out about it, tell about later. Facebook, okay, I don't use social media. Well, there are hundreds of rural African American interpreters in states as far west, up north, south, east, you name it, who need a connection, looking for a connection, have no way to get involved. How can we keep them involved, keep them active, keep them connected, and still make money? Students in ITP programs are looking for, and more so high school than just ITP programs. I believe NAOBI can serve as a conduit on the transition from high school to an ITP program. We can establish a pathway to ITP program that is an application process that a lot of students are not aware of. We locally, as Kathy pointed out, are doing we're doing Discover Interpret, and hopefully we'll build upon it. We're also doing the field trip, which is great. However, the application process, a lot of students do not know. Is there a way that NAOBI can write letters of recommendation? Just gonna put that out there. Is there a way we can provide scholarships for the NIT, to break that in half? So some people will win. Well, we just win a sponsorship by way of either, if you have taken the written, then we'll pay for your performance. If you haven't taken the performance, we'll pay for something like that. But it provides a lot of African American teenagers or youth an opportunity, one, get connected, two, work hard to get the scholarship, three, they want to stay connected to back to an organization that supported them. These are different instance ways that we can take money and build our membership. I hope I was kind of clear on the pathway to the ITP program. Just like when you apply for college, it's a whole application process. There's this going on for those on camera. Do we offer that? Is there a way that we can offer that online or streaming where we can do the skill assessment? So I'll put that out there. There are agencies that do skill assessment. Nothing. Brought that up to NAOBI-DC. We'll bring it up to y'all. Is there a way we can partner with national organizations like, say, Sorensen, or even I'm gonna call GIS national, but where we can do some type of skill assessment. I believe here at GIS, and I know we have representatives here, I don't want to use kitchen stop, but GIS even has like a skill assessment that you have to pay for, right? Is it possible? I'm just going to put it out there. Is it possible where we can do a campaign, right, and team up with, say, an organization like GIS, and take some of the and earn some of the proceeds of a skill assessment. Okay, so we have a professional organization doing the skill assessment. We play around with the price of what they already charge, and then take some of the, and then they'll be able to write off some of the proceeds for their tax write-off to us. And then we're building a relationship with students who are trying to get their skill assessment en route to applying for these ITPs. Just want to put that out there. It's a big vision. I really believe that we can do it. I believe that there are some organizations that might be even willing to entertain, the details of this vision if it makes sense for both parties.
Thank you, Billy. All right. So we're going to move right along into, just to give you I kind of already touched on that, I'm not going to go back there, but I mentioned earlier that the board for SLEED is, in transition period where there, I think certain people that are on the board are moving on from other people moving on. So I guess once that takes place, SLEED can move forward from that point on. I do know, in speaking with Rodney, he said there is no anticipation in doing a conference next year. Of course, we've always done conferences. On the opposite year, the RD hosts their conferences. So RD next year. So the anticipation is possibly doing something in 2015. Right. So that is something he and I spoke on yesterday. I will get more details from him later. But probably once the new board comes on board, we will report with that particular plan. He did say that it was not impossible to do possibly a small summit or something of that sort in 2015. Something regional. That was a concept that he had. But he said, of course, the board has to decide on that. But I just want to report that back to you all because that is something that he did share with me that I shared with you. All right, so now we're moving on to the bylaws and how do we get there. Brenda, Terry, and I had a conversation back in 2013, I believe, the beginning of 2013. And she said, hey, what can I do? I'm willing to help. I'm ready to jump back into this because she's been out for a while. And she said, have you all thought about doing some type of restructuring thing? I believe there was some talk about it in the past, but I'm not really sure how much that particular committee in the past had done with that concept. And so I went back to the board and said, hey, when this is doing something like the restructuring committee, that's something we all can utilize. We all agree that we need hands, we need help. And sure, if somebody's willing to step up to the plate to help us formulate ideas, forward strategies, for us to be able to get back on our 2 feet, then we're not going to knock it, right? Because we all have the same purpose and goal, and that's the NAOBI to continue to go forward. So we gave that, we approved Brenda to be able to be the chair of the restructuring committee, and she was to appoint someone to be a part of that committee. And so within that committee, they talked about ways of how we would restructure NAOBI in the sense of how we should be doing business, which is where these proposed bylaw changes came from. Because there were some things that we were doing that were no longer in existence, such as SLEED was passed in 2008, but in the current bylaws it states that NAOBI will be responsible for doing these conferences and workshops. When in actuality, we had already given that responsibility to SLEED, and we need to make sure that if we give that responsibility to SLEED, that our bylaws emulates what we said we need to do.
That makes sense? Right. So you all were given the proposed bylaw changes back in, I believe, April of last year. No, not last year, this year. Sorry for that. And then I think they were sent out again in May. The first email went to the chapter presidents to make sure that the membership within their organization, within their chapters that were members of teams, was getting the information. That was the first email. The second email went to the whole membership. Yes.
Happy Lemons, NAOBI-DC, clarification. The first time a lot of you saw the bylaw proposal was actually at the NAOBI. You can read the summons that NAOBI-DC and NAOBI New York hosted. Leandra Williams went through those on behalf of Brenda Terry, who's the chair of that committee, and then we have those documents for everybody.
When we disseminate the information back in May, we ask, please look over the proposed changes of the bylaws. If you have any questions or concerns, please bring them forth. And we gave a deadline. We had one person to respond. So according to that one person, their response was they did not want to see the chapter representative positions go away because that was the face of NAOBI for a lot of areas. They had one person that they could get in contact with that was more visible than the whole board, then they definitely did not want to be able to lose those means of communication with the board. So that was the only email and feedback that we received from a person of the part of our leadership. So my question to you all, are you all ready to discuss and vote on the proposed changes regarding the bylaws? I'm seeing some head shake, nodding yes. So you have to have a form in order to do this session. My understanding is that we have to have 25% of our membership, 18 members, in order to do this. I'm going to go ahead and count. I'm going to go ahead and count and see how many members that are online streaming as well as in this room. For those who are streaming, please make it known that you are a full member. For those who are in the room, raise your hand if you're a full member. Yes, Kathy and Howard, and I see Roy. Okay, hold on a second. I'm getting a lot of hands for that. So, just 1 second. What is the confusion on this? I'm sorry.
So my question might actually be resolved in the answer of this. So Madam President just asked if everybody was ready to vote on the proposal to the bylaw, and there were a lot of head shaking or nods in the room, but I think that should only be answered by those who actually became members, for those who be the people that vote. So I think now we're going to establish that, and then so I think that was it.
Barbara?
This is Barbara Hunt. Is there a list so you have validation of who is a current member? I can raise my hand. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. You have to be a member by May 11th of 2014 to vote by today, August 9th.
Did everybody hear the date that you have to pay in order to be a member in good standing to vote today?
Repeat.
All right, so while we're going to take just a short 5-minute break, if you are in question whether you are a member or not, please come and see Laverne and myself. All right, so the time is right now 5:06. We will come back at 5:11. Go ahead and take your bathroom break if you need to.
Can we see if we can maybe call Brenda and see?
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will really show it. If you're happy and you know it, happy again. All right, y'all, we're back and forth. Yes. Has everyone, is everybody aware whether you're a member or not? No, yes. Oh. All right. So with a show of hands, how many members do we have in the room? With your card.
She is here with a card.
Get your card. Yeah, count me out.
All hands up with your cards.
Pink one.
Can't sign up.
Everybody with white cards? Got it one more time.
Okay, so hold 1 second. Hold 1 second. Who are members in good standing that paid their membership by May the 11th, 2014?
Keep up with your white card. Here I come.
Please raise your hand with your white or pink card. Or whatever color you gave.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How many people do we have online that are stating they are members?
Can you keep our hands up?
6.
7.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I was like,
Okay.
yes, I did. 17.
So we have 17 in the room.
Can you count one more time, please?
Head up, head up.
All right, everybody that had paid their membership by May the 11th, 2014, please raise your hand high.
Wait, people doing this. Oh, you know what? Simon, doing say one, please. Just say one.
1.
2, 3, 4,
5.
5.
6, 7, 8,
9,
10. 11.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
17, 18, Marvette, 19, Erica.
20, Valerie.
Oh, and Brenda, 21.
21.
And Kenu is 22. Sorry.
22. All right, so we have 22 members in good standing that are eligible to vote on the proposed ballot. All right, it pops.
Hello, Econ Nichols from NAOBI-DC. Madam President, can I make a motion?
Sure.
I, Econ Nichols, make a motion that we table the vote on the bylaws and rationale related to NAOBI-DC, which stands for Sign Language Interpreting Educational Foundation, Inc., due to information that recently found that SLEEP may or may no longer be in existence under IRS.
Marvette seconds.
I hear a motion on the floor by Yakana. And it's been seconded by Marvette. Any discussion?
You got it. The tax ID number for those who want to look it up under IRS
is 2719260037. Foundation was found under Rodney Dr. Rodney R. Yates Smith, address 4732 Benning Road, Southeast, apartment 204, Washington, D.C., zip code 20019, is a charitable organization. It was found in 2010 of June. It's under a corporation. It's an unconditional and tax exempt corporation. According to this website,
Which website?
goldstar.org, which is a nonprofit organization website.
That's what?
It gives the information, basic information on nonprofit organizations. The legitimacy, see, today, I know, I should sign it. The organization is not registered with the IRS. The organization is required to file an IRS Form 990 or 990-EZ. This organization has not appeared in the IRS records for a number of months and may no longer exist. This organization exhibit status was automatically revoked by the IRS for failure to file a Form 990, 990-EZ, 990-N, or 990-PF for 3 consecutive years. Further investigation and due diligence is warranted. Which number? The tax ID. Repeating the tax ID number, 271926037. The number 271926037.
I'm going to consult with the volunteering for a second.
Thank you.
Okay, I understand there's a comment on the floor via online saying that that was out of order. I conferred this with the parliamentarian and she said it is not out of order.
Would you like to repeat the motion, Foster?
Okay, could you repeat the motion again, Yakata, please?
I, Yakata Nichols, make a motion that we table the vote on bylaws with rationale related to NAOBI-DC, which stands for Volume Language Interpreters Education Foundation, Inc. Due to information that was recently filed that SLEEP may or may no longer be in existence under the IRS.
Is that motion still second? I'm on that. Make sure. So, what I'm understanding about the motion is that we're not saying that we're not gonna vote on other things, but anything related to NAOBI-DC, we will not vote on. Is that what your motion is?
The motion is to table votes that have bylaws with rationale related to. So some of the bylaws have rationale to say this is the reason why we're changing this bylaws because of SLEEP. Well, we can't vote on it if it's related to an organization that may or may no longer exist. Why would we give up this right to an organization that's no longer there?
According to IRS, correct?
According to IRS, at least until we get more information.
Any discussion? You ready? Okay, Howard. Howard makes a motion to close the discussion.
You kind of seconds.
All right, so who else is gonna second to close the motion? I see Roy's hand up, Carpenter. You second the motion? All right. All in favor, raise your hand. Raise your card.
Please, one,
One.
four,
Five.
Seven.
8, 9,
Yeah.
11, 12,
13, 14,
15. All right.
opposed,
17. Thank you. 17, 18. Erica, my bad. 19, me.
All right. That motion is passed. I was gonna close the discussion. Now we're gonna go ahead and, get ourselves ready to vote for, the bylaws changes that has nothing to do with NAOBI.
Now, so we voted to close discussion and move to the vote.
I'm going to get over here and type them out because I can't do both.
Can you tell I don't get much practice? So, with that being said, now we're gonna move on to the second part of that, which is the motion to we're voting on the motion that Yakata brought up. Okay? All in favor?
Point of clarification.
Yes, go back.
On that?
Okay, one person at a time. We voted to close the discussion, which was Howard's motion. Which is our. Now we're gonna vote on the first motion, which is to table the bylaw proposed changes that are related to NAOBI. For those who want to raise your hand.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
15.
Anybody online?
In favor to table, in favor.
So that's 17, motion passed.
How many do we need to pass? Sorry.
Majority.
Majority of 18.
Majority of people.
Yeah.
Would you like to say that again, 51%?
Just a simple question is how many do we need for that motion to pass? Simple majority. 22.
All right. All right, so we're gonna abstain on, check off abstain for, number 1.
So for those of you who are online, you should have received a link. If you are a member in good standing and eligible to vote at this meeting, you should have received a link. And also in a separate email, you should have received a password which took you to this document, which is the actual proposal that we're going to vote on. Unfortunately, all of the document is based on the restructuring committee suggestions. So these still contain the ones that are related to sleep. We will not count those suggestions as we go forward. So just please click abstain for some of the numbers because you're required to vote on every one. So the ones that are pertaining to sleep, it is going to require you to make a vote on. So please just click abstain and we're going to go forward to the next one. If you have questions, please continue to proceed how you have been doing so within the chat boxes and the online facilitators that we have here. So if you have questions or motions from virtual world, please use those methods and we will bring them to the floor as they come.
But that's making sense in a way. I don't know what that means.
I'd like to make a motion that we not vote on anything for the simple fact that it's going to be extremely confusing to differentiate what we're voting on, what we're not voting on. Additionally, if we go ahead with this vote today and then decide for whatever it's called, get itself together, we have to go back and redo the whole thing all over again. It takes an inordinate amount of time to redo all of these bylaws all over again. So instead of reinventing the wheel, because earlier in our discussion, it was brought up that we need to get clarification about site before we can move forward. Therefore, I am recommending and I'm making a motion that we table the vote on the bylaws until we have clarification on site, and then we'll be able to vote on everything with clarity and no confusion.
Do you have clarification? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that motion, please? I'm not a Steve.
I make a motion that we table the bylaws vote based on the constant confusion that's going to occur because of not having the information about site.
Okay, so I have. I have a motion on the floor from Dr. Furlan stating that we do not vote at all on the bylaws until we get clarification on please like position. Okay, I got a second from Pamela Smith. Now, open for discussion.
Okay, my reason for presenting this is because a lot of things that are connected with the rationale, we know. But there are other things in the bylaws that there is no rationale for, but we will be affected based on the rationale from the previous segment of the bylaws. Therefore, to cut down the confusion with our bylaws and not to have to go back and do it all over again, because it took about 4, 5, or 6 months just to get what we have here. It would be much easier, it would be clearer to the members, they'll have a better understanding of it if we table it and get all our answers first, before jumping the gun and having to go back and reinvent the wheel again. And I'm tired.
Sean.
If I understand your motion correctly, you would like for us not to proceed with changes that have been presented with the bylaws. I think that would be a terrible waste of time. Here's the way forward. Let's get the organization moving. Let's move forward. We do that how we it's something cool. That's why we're going here. Running hopefully, let's move forward. Thank you.
Any more for discussion? Just form a line back there by the microphone. That would be great.
With the proposed bylaws, we still operate under the old bylaws, so they won't be mute. So we still will be functioning as an NAOBI-DC corporation, to answer your question, Sean.
There's a motion to move to close the discussion.
Okay, so we have a motion from the floor or from online. Stating to
close the discussion.
Thank you. I got the sign, but I don't have the words. Sorry. So anyway, so we do have a line for those of us that are here on site waiting to discuss their point. But sorry.
She didn't know there was a line, but she said sorry.
Okay, so they withdrew their actual, are they withdrawing their motion? Okay,
So I think it's very important. I thank you, Malachi, for your point. I think everybody for your point. I think it's very important to note that we actually do have bylaws, right? So again, Malachi's point, we have bylaws that are in existence and operating. We also have vacant positions. So I feel like I understand Dr. Furlan's point in the sense of we would be shooting ourselves in the foot if we put forth something that was all contingent on other things being in place, right? I think it's really nice to want to move forward, but as we already have indicated, there are opportunities to serve to help move us forward with the operational bylaws that we have. So I would like people to take that into consideration as well when we think about changing some of the constitutional laws that we have before us.
I think to rush this matter,
Who's speaking?
I'm sorry, Angelique Taylor, Detroit, Michigan. I think to rush the matter in the name of not wasting time is a huge mistake, because 8 years ago, or how many ever years ago that was, someone had a vote to set up these two separate entities. And today, from the sound of it to me, was that people are really worried about whether it was a mistake to do that in the first place, and there's nothing that we can do about whether that was a mistake or not. So to go back and take more time and look at this, because personally, I am an interpreter who went to school for interpreting and then psychology. I am not a business major. I am not a law professor. I am not a treasurer. So I need to go back and take more time and look into this more deeply for me to be able to vote on this. So I don't want it to be rushed through so that we can do it. Sorry.
So I think it's also very important to note that we've had ample opportunity to review these. We've had opportunities, they've been since our national, they were in the summit, thank you. But I will say that we are making this suggestion based on research that we have to do that has just been brought to our attention. So I don't want to discredit the work that the restructuring committee has done, but at the same time, we're just saying we need to make more informative decisions, and that's the reason why. So I think it's good to point out that people worked hard on this document and sent it out. So I have to add that because I don't want people to think they just got it today, although some may be just seeing it today. But and this is Barbara Hunt. I'm going to make this real brief. I also agree that we should hold off on the vote, even though having this opportunity, it seems like we really don't want to waste the opportunity and go ahead and get something accomplished. However, I agree that we do need time to look. My only thing is, and I've said this many times, members read the stuff. Like Valerie was saying, when this was presented, we had an opportunity to read these things. How many people commented about it? One. We tend to like, oh yeah, we'll do it, and then we go home, we don't read this stuff when it's presented. So if a deadline is set, and maybe that's a suggestion to set a deadline and read it. Because you know what they say about us, if you don't want, you want, what is it? You don't
want someone to find your money, hide it in the book.
Yeah. Did everybody hear that? Yeah, for black people, if you don't want them to know something, put it in a book. So come on, people, then read it. Read this and know it when it's time to really vote.
Thank you. I can make a motion to go to discussion. Second.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor from Howard that we close this discussion. I heard a second from Sean. Alvin.
Who made the motion?
Yeah, both of you said second. All right, so raise a chorus in favor of that motion to close the discussion.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Isn't Sean?
6, 7, 8, 9,
11.
Anybody online?
There's going to be a little bit of delay. Just give us a couple seconds.
I'll wait. And I want to know.
Yes, Marvette and Erica.
Okay, Erica says 13. All right, motion passed. And that was to close the discussion. So now we're getting ready to vote on the actual motion, which is to not vote at all today, until we have a better understanding of what we're voting on. And the clarification with the C board and what's going on with him. All right, so for those who are in favor, raise your card high up, please.
1,
What is this?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Two ladies right here, ladies in the front.
Better understanding related to
What's going on with sleep. It's life. NAOBI, sign language.
I don't know. She showed up out of nowhere.
All right. So are you so you're part of it, you're saying you agree to go ahead and not vote? Kathy? Okay. So that's 12. That's 12. Anybody else online? 13 so far? Pretty much it's passed.
I just finished that.
We're not going to vote on any bylaws changes today.
Motion, yeah.
So,
because you took too long, I just said.
So real quick, that means everybody has to do their homework.
I'm gonna fill in.
So just for clarification, the bylaws proposed changes were sent to anybody that is a member in good standing. Whether you were here or whether you were at home, on vacation, wherever you are, if you are good, if you're a member in good standing as of May the 11th, 2014, you received the bylaws proposed changes via email today. Even if you got it 3 months ago, you got another copy today. So we will not be sending a new copy unless you specifically reach out to us and say, I cannot find my copy.
I just want to be clear. I'm not sure if we're sending back out this document as is, if we're currently waiting for more information about it. So I think we should probably wait. I mean, people who, right now, it looks like we're going to have to do a special meeting. So some people will then be in good standing at that meeting.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
You forgot.
I'm sorry. No, it's not. Okay, so it seems like we are waiting for more information about the foundation so that the membership is very clear before we make decisions based on the foundation and how it correlates to our bylaws. To that point, I think it would be imperative that we get that information before we make any more movements on this document. And it also seems that in order to vote on this document at a later time, some members would then be considered good standing members. If we schedule a special membership meeting, then that has some timeline requirements within the bylaws. And to that point, there will be more people who will be good standing members. So I think it's good to send the document back out at that time after we got clarification.
I agree.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm not, going to give you a particular date without discussing with the board. The whole board is not here, and if they were, we still have to discuss it, and to give you a time frame that we will get this information back out to you. But I would definitely say, within, this August, I'm looking forward to get some answers by, within 2 weeks, from Dr. Smith in regards to the status with IRS and their position. Hopefully by then we can move forward and I can give you another time frame that we will come together. It'll probably be a teleconference or virtual, something like this again, where we'll be able to go and move forward with the bylaw proposed changes. Yes,
Kathleen telling you a point of clarification. Next time we have a special meeting as it relates to voting for this, a member has to be in good standing 90 days prior to the day of voting. Right. So if you pay your membership fee now, and although you may obtain information from Rodney, the IRS is on vacation right now, so God knows what's going to happen. When we need information from them, it's going to delay things. So say, for example, if we don't vote until December 13th, 90 days before December 13th, as long as you paid your dues by that time, then you will still be able to vote. So it just won't be the 17 people in the room now. It could be more people. So it's going to be important. It's imperative for you to pay your membership now so that then you can vote at the next meeting. Or at the next special meeting for this.
Howard, Sean and Howard.
So I move that we amend the bylaws that prohibit paid members to vote unless they've paid 90 days to any member who has paid their dues. So maybe you can help me with my wording, but I would like to get rid of this 90-day requirement. So I make a motion that we suspend this 90-day requirement for a person to be able to vote, to be able to vote.
You can make a motion to
ratify All right, can we have one person speak?
Yeah, please.
All right, so second. All right, so discussion.
So discussion is something, we have some key people here who maybe haven't paid the dues in the 90-day requirement, but I think it'd be a waste of time, their time, effort for them to be here to not be able to participate fully. I think that's a necessary requirement that doesn't really matter much.
I think it needs to be some time if we still, I don't know, if we still receive checks, because you have to make sure the funds are go through clearly. So it may not be 90 days, but however long, how long it takes the checks to go through. We need to have some.
So I agree that there also needs to have, you need to have some time frame. And in doing research on my own about why there would be a timeline for people that receive money for membership, some of the arguments that I was made aware of is that a group with a specific agenda can show up at one time in a large amount and pay membership. If there's no timeline on how long they are in good standing, they can pass their agenda and then change the nature of the entire organization without being an invested member of that organization for a long-standing time. So I think it's very important for an organization that you love and trust to make sure that when you make suggestions that they are beneficial and also respectful for the history. So I agree that there needs to be some timeline, whether that be 90 days, 30 days, 45 days, but definitely some time. And just also to let you know, after IDC, you have to be a member of the standing for 30 days prior to being able to vote. So just an example of how our bylaws are a little bit.
Let's put before Howard speaks.
and I know we have a motion on the floor. However, we have extended our time. It is past 5:45, so I need to hear from the membership. Would you like to continue to extend this meeting another 15 minutes? Whatever the case may be, so we can continue business, or do we close this meeting? That is the last item. So, I need your motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we extend the meeting for 15 minutes to complete the
To end at what time? 6 o'clock?
Is it 5:45 exactly?
No, it's 5.
5:53, 6:08. Thank you.
Okay, so. Okay.
Is who passing what's second that?
Hi, this is Lisa Robinson from here. We have interpreters that have followed. I just want to make sure that they have a say. Okay.
I agree. Thank you for checking on the voice. Yeah, you can check on that. I apologize for that. So do we have a second? To continue this meeting to 6:08.
Second.
I have a second from Dr. Furlong. Any discussion?
Into 6:08.
To 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any discussion? Raise your hand to continue this meeting, or
All in favor?
all in favor?
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Come on, in the corner, somebody, you point to somebody.
7, 8, 9.
There's 3 of us.
There's 3. All right, motion passed. All right, so go ahead, Howard.
My question was, out of all this energy and time is very important, you said that you would hope to hear from Dr. Smith in 2 weeks. I just want to know what happens if you have it in 2 weeks. Are we still going to prolong this? And is it my issue?
I'm hoping to hear something from someone on that board. If it's not directly from Dr. Smith, then I hope that someone from that board will be able to respond within 2 weeks.
I only raised the issue because one little thing can stop and we'll be still waiting and we'll come back next year and talk about the same issue. So everything should have
What I will do, because I know that I'm going on vacation next week, which is Wednesday, I will try to reach out to him and give him to the end of the month. Okay, that will at least give us, what's 30 days from today? 30 days from today is September 9th. I'll give him 30 days to respond, or someone from that board to respond to the questions that we have raised. And I think that is fair. Because he needs time to discuss it with the board and investigate. So September the 9th, I will request that from Dr. Smith to have something to me to be able to pass along to the membership. And then from that point, then we can set up a date and time that we will meet again to go ahead and vote on our motion, proposed our motion.
I'd like to request that you set a definite meeting date today, or just now. There's a few things. People want to know about sleep. Great. When will we ever vote for elections? When will we ever host elections? Who knows? Is the next time I thought, I don't know. I'm just quite confused. Are we going to vote on elections online or over the phone? Because the next time we meet in person, who knows? I doubt very highly NAOBI-DC is going to host something on this scale again for NAOBI to handle their business. I feel like we have not handled our business in 3 hours, or any business in 3 hours. So when is the next time that we're going to need to handle business outside of sleep or anything else? So yeah, so if you can set a definitive date, because I feel like we're going to be going around in circles. So whether he answers or Rodney answers or doesn't answer, okay, when are we going to handle the rest of the business for you? There's a whole bunch of other motions to be made to ratify the bylaws, or just even to handle the business of NAOBI-DC, right? And I'm not sure that, I'm sorry, NAOBI, I'm not sure NAOBI, or even the membership is very clear on what voting looks like in, virtually as it pertains to the newer version of Robert's Rule of Order for us to conduct our business. So is our next, is our next meeting, are we going to be able to vote on that online? And if so, can we have more consistent meetings instead of once a year, since there's so much business to handle? I don't want to walk away with a bunch of question marks as to how we effectively handle our business by voting. And will it be a one-time deal, like the next time we meet, or the next time we hear from you is going to be at, I don't know, November 9th? Thank you.
To be able to respond to you, Sean, that's the point of Sean, sorry, Billy. I can't tell you, y'all don't move on. But to answer that question, I cannot make a decision without the board.
What board is that?
I still have a board regardless of what you think. I have a board. I have Pam, I have Franklin, I have Tarashika.
So two things. So we've identified today clearly by the number in the room that people are invested in National Soccer. The current board has every right, according to our bylaws, to appoint people to vacancies. If you are willing to work, please let Val know so that she can take into consideration your name and appoint you until the next general membership meeting or the next election. At that time, whenever the next elections are, and the board also has the right to decide on a special membership meeting, a special meeting, and at which time they have a specific amount of days to let the membership know. So that may be December, that may be 2020, but they have every right according to the bylaws. If you want to serve in any of these positions that are vacant, again, please let Val know so that she can appoint you and have the help that she needs to make sure that the things that you guys are requesting are put into place. Also, there is still a live motion on the floor, which was Sean's motion, that has not been discussed, and now we are off topic. So I would like to get back to Sean's motion. Suspension of 90 days.
Okay, so according to Sean, he's withdrawn his motion. Okay, so there is not a motion on the floor anymore. He's withdrawn. The vacant positions, someone has asked. Treasurer, assistant treasurer, vice president, and Western Regional Rep. Vice president, treasurer, assistant treasurer, and Western Regional Rep. As far as the board, there are plenty of committees, but this is the board.
All of your bylaws, all of your chair positions, all of your chair positions. But chair positions are not board positions. All of your chair positions.
There are a lot that are. And I have to go back and look and see.
Can you send that an update?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, some people just want to serve on
An update meeting would be very good if possible. If the board could do that, perhaps in, like, set a date, October, December, but let us know what is happening with these things.
And that is the plan. I just want to meet back with the board and get a consensus of what is the date for everybody, because I would like everybody in attendance and make sure there's no conflict with their schedule, so they could be in attendance to be a part of this board meeting.
Okay. And from the online, it came in a little late, but it kind of relates. Marvette wants to know if, for the special meeting, if self could be represented or be there in presence for that meeting.
Non-language education, interpreter, non-language interpreter education foundation. Okay. All right. So now we have 5 minutes. Any more discussion?
Billy Sanders, how do we, can you clarify to us how to make motions to, from the general leadership, like if I have motions I want to make to ratify language in our bylaws?
I would suggest that since there's a restructuring committee that is working on the bylaws, that you can channel it through them. Because they are a committee, and they are the individuals that are handling the bylaws. That makes sense?
Okay.
I'll make sure I'm clear. I won't say okay and walk away.
I actually would challenge that, but this is the second time I'm going to challenge.
What?
Ricardo Nichols from Detroit.
She can't hear us.
She can't hear me?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm answering.
Was wondering if when we talked to Dr. Smith, if we can get Sleep's article of incorporation papers. It's public information, but it's not online anywhere. There are articles of operation and incorporation. I just want to make sure that NAOBI Inc. is in those incorporation papers. If they're not, it's fine.
I would just like to commend Valerie for her marvelous job at taking over during the chaotic time of the NAOBI. I think she did an excellent job. I know some of you want to hang her, but when you hang her, hug her first, because she did it and you did not, okay? So we went forward, she stepped up, she took up the reins, and she's trying to do the very best job she can, and it's not easy, ask me, I can tell you, okay? I also would like to make a motion to close this meeting. All in favor?
Okay, there is a motion on the floor by Dr. Furlong. Is there a second? Second. And it's been properly seconded by Yakata. Any discussion? Okay, Billy.
Billy Sanders. If you can please update the membership on. If you can please update the membership on what the restructuring committee, what their responsibilities are, because if I want to submit a change, no, it's not out of order.
The proposal,
it's okay. Can you please update the membership on how we're responsible?
Right now, we're having a discussion on what the motion was.
I made a motion to revise, to make a motion to revise the bylaws. You said I have to go to the construction committee, but that's out of order. They would have to go to the bylaws committee, because the construction committee is a committee that just got it together by themselves. Now somehow they have weight. All I'm saying is to clarify that to us. Just clarify that. The difference between the bylaws committee and the construction committee.
So that before the meeting closes, and this is in relation to the motion to close, discussion is, okay, my discussion is, I would like to give hella kudos
to the technology team that made this happen.
Thank you,
Okay. So just so you guys can see, I said hella kudos to the technology team for making this happen. I just really hats off. I bow down. Shout out to the wonderful interpreting team. Taking on the role as interpreter coordinator. And again, kudos to Val. Thank you, everybody. Now back to the motion.
Okay, while we're doing kudos, thank you for NAOBI-DC for having us here and having us Thank you. All right, so back to the motion.
Second by your colleague.
Yes, second by your colleague. Any more discussion? All in favor? Close the discussion.
I make a motion to close the discussion.
All right, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12.
Don't matter.
All right. So again, thank you all for coming today. Thank you all for comments and feedback. Thanks to the interpreting team. Thanks to the technology team. We could have done this without you. Thank you, NAOBI-DC, and the membership. Have a good night. Oh, that was what was discussed.
I gotta get to local 16 if I see you in the middle.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't pay your money.
Chief, we got 3 minutes, Billy.
I know, that was funny. She was like, 3 minutes.
Okay, bye, y'all. Okay. Yeah, just on here. Yeah, it's so, look at it. Girl, I made that computer all in front of me. All right.